you guys know that Warner Brothers is now up for sale, and it looks like one of the leads in that race is Paramount. They say they're going to be putting up a $71 billion bid for it. Whether that's true or not, we'll find out soon. But one of the other companies that's quietly become a major contender in this race is Netflix. Now, I hate the idea of Netflix getting it, but I have said, to be fair, that if Netflix made some sort of commitment to keeping Warner Brothers intact as a studio and kept Warner Brothers as a theatrical company, I wouldn't mind it so much. Well, according to new reports that have come out, apparently a part of Netflix bid is that they will continue to put out Warner Brothers films theatrically. That is what the reports are coming out of the major trades, is that if Netflix gets it, they intend to continue to put out Warner Brothers films theatrically. Now, the one little catch in that, and it may just be semantics and it may just be wording, the way the report was worded, but they worded it as Netflix will continue to honor all, what's the word I'm looking for? All obligations for releasing theatrical films. Now, that could mean that, oh yeah, Netflix will release all the next 3 to 4 years of films that Warner Brothers has planned with their filmmakers and all that kind of stuff. But then after those 3 or 4 years, they'll take all of Warner Brothers films and put them straight to Netflix. Maybe that is it, maybe not. Again, it may just be semantics. The big lead here, though, is that they're going to continue to put out these films theatrically. That means, were they to buy Netflix next month, Supergirl is still coming out in theaters. You know, the next big franchises that are part of Warner Brothers are coming out in theaters. And while that does not make Netflix my favorite to win the bids to buy Warner Brothers, I have to say, Rob, that if this report ends up being true, and it sounds like it's coming from a bunch of credible sources, if it does end up being true, I will say I am less opposed to it. I am less opposed to it. Now, I would still rather say have NBC Universal Comcast get it. I would still rather see Apple get it, but I won't be as, let's go to the bar because I need to find a way to get myself drunk. I'm so depressed about this if Netflix gets it now, because this mitigates it a bit for me. Anyway, Rob, you heard this story. How big of a deal is this? And does it, or would it change anyway how you would feel if Netflix ended up winning the bidding war?
Well, I mean, look, my whole problem with Netflix's philosophy is it's any streaming service, but I love Netflix and I sort of hate Netflix. I mean, they've given us things like Squid Game. You know, they had the foresight to create a worldwide library. We can see films from all over the world, TV shows from all over the world. And for that, I will be forever grateful to Netflix. I love Netflix. I really do. You know, we're getting Stranger Things. The downside, however, is with analytic-driven storytelling. There's no reason, I mean, Warner Brothers has been doing a tremendous job going into their back catalog and remastering films from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and really going into the old MGM and old MGM's and Warner Brothers catalog together and reviving that catalog. Netflix is never going to do that. They're never going to have a priority to preserve cinema history because there's no analytic-driven reward at the end of that rainbow, so to speak. So that bothers me if Netflix is going to get Warner Brothers. That said, it doesn't really address what you asked. If Netflix now suddenly acquires Warner Brothers that has a very well-oiled marketing machine that knows how to release theatrical features, and of course, they have great relationships with all the theatrical distribution pipelines, and they know all the theater owners, they know they do their big presentations at CinemaCon, it would make sense that they would then say, well, let Warner Brothers be Warner Brothers. We'll reap the benefits of what they do. We just will own them. If that's what they want to do, I'd say, okay. So, look, I think it remains to be seen. I don't like the idea of Netflix buying Warner Brothers. But if they're going to, and they've decided that they're going to commit to theatrical, I think that's a really great thing. I think what they should really do is commit to the legacy of Warner Brothers because they're acquiring one of the great film libraries of all time. and they're going to have it in perpetuity throughout the rest of the universe forever. So I think that's a great thing. I would just like to see them maximize what it is that they're buying.
Yeah, and but that becomes a trick, right? It's like if they buy it and they look in an ideal world, Rob, they do what Disney did when they bought 20th Century. 20th Century still have, yes, they are under the Disney umbrella. Yes, they report to Disney, but they maintained an infrastructure. They maintained their own leadership group. They have their own projects that they do. Again, all falling under Disney and working with Disney as distribution, but they're allowed to still function. If Netflix buying Warner Brothers could be that kind of an arrangement, it could mitigate how terrible it is. You know, it could still be okay. And as long as we still have a Warner Brothers shield around, I'd be okay with it to a certain degree. So we're just going to have to see how all this shakes out.
Guys, we want to take a second and thank the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. You know, guys, as the days start to get shorter and it starts getting dark before you've even had dinner, this time of year can feel a little heavier than usual. And something I've been trying to do lately is to reach out to people I haven't connected with in a while. Just last week, I messaged a buddy of mine that I haven't talked to in a while, and we just grabbed lunch. And afterwards, I found myself thinking, why didn't I do this sooner? This time of year isn't easy for everyone, and staying connected really does matter. We're better when we have community, when we have support, and when we make the effort to check in with the people we know and love, and check in with ourselves. And for a lot of people, reaching out for therapy is the same way. It can feel like a big first step, but once they do, they often say, why didn't I do this sooner? And BetterHelp can be that first step. BetterHelp's therapists follow a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. They'll also do the matching work for you. After a short questionnaire, they'll help connect you with someone who fits your needs, drawing on more than 12 years of experience. And if the match isn't quite right, you can switch therapists anytime. So this month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's betterhelp.com/Campea.
Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? According to reports now, Netflix is saying that if they do end up winning and getting Warner Brothers, they intend to continue to let Warner Brothers films go out theatrically, because technically they're not Netflix films, they're Warner Brother films. Mm-hmm. Do you think they mean it? I'd be okay with it if they are. Anyway, however you guys feel about it, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.